always feel like you're breaking in, because one can have this 100 crore film at some point, and then suddenly you realize that the next film isn't done well. So it's never a consistency. But what happens in this business is that the stakes are so high. Then on one Friday, when the film releases, your fortunes change. That's the reason there is so much competition. That's the reason there is so much of demand. That's the reason there is so much of a gamble in this business, and that's the reason there's so much competition also. But thank you for bestowing that honor that you count me as talent. I can maybe arrogantly say a little bit that I can hold my own very well in front of what I do, but it's not easy to break in at the same time. It's been a while. I've been doing films and still kind of trying to get that one right film which puts you on a different platform. And fashion did give me a platform which put me on a pedestal where people recognized what I did, people appreciated what I did. At the same time, it gave me and so to say the entry fee to get into the film business. And after that, I did a few films which did well, some didn't do well. So it's always a part and parcel of the job. But today's times, I would say, honestly speaking, for somebody like me who's not from a film background, it's really difficult. It's really difficult to a point that you have to prove yourself again and again by doing work. You have to prove yourself again and again by showing them and making them believe in you that, listen, I'm much better than a lot of people who are probably part of the industry or probably that background or maybe have certain way of access to doing better films. But nevertheless, I guess that's how this business works, and you can either think of it this way and brood about it, or you can just put it out of your mind and keep doing your work and think that ultimately it's the audience which is going to decide, because if the audience likes you, and touch wood, and fortunate in my case, I've had a lot of people coming up to me, a lot of people from media, a lot of people otherwise, people who are your fans, people who like your work. They have come up to me and said that, why don't you do more films? We want to see you in more films. We want to see you. Like last night we saw the trial of the screening of Bobby Jasus. And I had Vidya's sister sitting next to me, Vidya Balan's sister. And she came and was like, you're brilliant, you're fabulous. And, I would like to see you more in films. So that's really good that it's coming from somebody who can be a little biased, because it's his sister who's there in the film, but still she came up to me and she said that. So I'm saying these kind of things, that these kind of lines you get every day, which is a reassurance that you must be doing something right somewhere, that people really want to see, when nobody wants to say, get him off fine, you can't bear to look at him or whatever you can say. And I think the times are good. Times are good ahead, and at present also times are really good, because the Indian cinema is going through this huge evolvement. We're evolving at a very, very high rate, for the simple reason that it's not anymore the typical way of a hero, a heroine, a villain, that formula films that we used to make for such a long time. It's come to a point now where there are films of different kinds, concept-based films, so a lot of films which have a lot of multiple cast, stars and ensemble casts. All of that is working very well nowadays. And if you see in the last few years, or probably let's say the successful ones, have always been not very big films. Whether it was Ashiki 2 or Vicky Donor, or I'm just giving examples of these films because these are the popular ones which really did well in spite of not having a huge star to boast of, or they're very high concept films, which is good because we are getting away from the formula and we're trying to understand what people want to see. We're trying to cater to the audience what they want to see, and the audience is lapping it up very well. So I guess good times ahead. There is not a particular formula, I would say, but packaging, marketing, everything is about all of that right now. It's no more, and I'm going to be very honest and blunt about it, it's no more about talent, it's no more about the way you look, it's no more about your sincerity. It has come to a point where it's become very, to be seen in the right places, to be spoken about by the right people. Whether your film has you in good capacity or not, whether you've done a good job or not, whether you look good or not, whether you've acted well or not. But if your film does well, it does good business, there you are in the ruling. And what happens is that if at all you are good in what you do in your craft, or maybe you look good, or you are, you're good to be on screen. People like you, people like your personality, and people like, they find you good on screen, then it's an added advantage that if you do films, they do well and you're good as well. But that's again a very subjective thing, that whether you get to do again films or not.